HHSolid Beats. This is the Celo Beats production.
Hello again, dear viewers, you're with Nino and we are watching Nino's product reviews. Now today I'm going to talk to you about the Pulse V3 from Dynamix. These guys are providing a lot of these speakers and it's starting to be really difficult to choose which one you need. So let's take a look at one of the flagships, the V3. Now there's also another one which is the V4. I haven't yet had a chance to test it, so I can't really tell you which one of the two is going to be better. The other one's even more expensive. So I suppose that's gonna be it, but like I said, I haven't tested that one. But the V3 itself, as you can see, is a mighty beast. It's quite large. It has a large packaging. Well, it's not very large actually. The package is a bit bigger than the speaker inside, but in any case it is still bigger than some of the smaller ones, if you remember some of the ADXs from the past, for example. And it does sound differently. It's louder, it's clearer, it has more intense bass. But another thing that it really has that others before it didn't, for example, is the aptX. Now, most of you will not know what that is. aptX essentially is, well, it's a compression version. But if I am to explain this, I'll just go ahead and give you a little bit of information on how sound is being transferred via Bluetooth. Now, Bluetooth on its own is a slow connection. So what that means is when you transfer sound via Bluetooth instead of Wi-Fi or something else, you have to compress it, and this compressed sound leads to some of the sound data being lost. Now this doesn't mean that suddenly the song's gonna skip, but it is lost, so quality is being reduced here. In most cases, especially with the lower quality speakers, you won't be able to notice it, but the higher up you go, the more these things will be noticeable to you, especially if you have a good ear for it. In any case, aptX is a special sound compression type which promises to do a better job, and they actually do a better job, and does transfer more data over the slower connection of Bluetooth. Ooh, look at those look at those cables. I really like the way these look braided and stuff. So anyway, aptX is essentially a compression type which is going to compress your sound better than the standard Bluetooth, and thus is gonna guarantee you better sound. Now, can you actually hear it? I have listened to devices without and with, and I can hear a difference, especially if I make the device really loud. But maybe some of you will not be actually able to hear it. It's just, it depends. But I can definitely hear it, especially, like I said, if you go louder. Now, this device also has NFC, which is pretty sweet. That way you don't really need to do anything besides turn it on and just touch it. And of course, it has a 3D sound, which is basically equalizer built into the device, which is gonna distribute the bass better, the treble better. It's something that I again hear, so I prefer it on as rather than off. Now, each button on this device is a touch sensitive button, except the one on the back, which you use to turn the device on. So they're actually not pressable. You just touch them, they react and they glow. Pairing was very easy with it. It was amazing how loud this thing can get. I was really shocked. Obviously the bass is also excellent, but it is really incredible how far we've come when it comes to this technology. If you think about where we used to be 5 years ago, I mean, these tiny speakers now sound like this one speaker sounds and can be very loud. It can't be quite as loud, for example, as my 5+1 desktop speakers, but it is still very, very loud and very clear at the same time. I was truly impressed with this, and I'm really curious what the V4 would offer in comparison to this. The difference in price is not that big, so it's a good question. But all in all, the V3 is definitely a good buy. I can recommend it to you. I'm not gonna play music from it because music being recorded through a separate microphone will never sound like if you hear it with your ear. So you gotta take my word for it. But I really liked it, and I think it's a good investment if you're willing to spend the money, because this is not among the among the cheaper ones. Sorry, it's actually one of the expensive ones, relatively, of course, unless there are much more expensive devices, which, by the way, will not sound better than this. So I was impressed. I would like to thank you for taking a look at my video, and I hope you see the other ones too. Until then, have a great day. This is Nino signing off.